Welcome to another episode of Project Renegade. In this episode, we're going to try to get more power. Like I said, in this episode, we're going to try to get a little bit more power out of Project Renegade here. If you've been following this build, you know that we did a lift kit and larger tires, different wheels. And it didn't really suffer a whole lot in performance because it actually has 373 gears in it now, which aren't a bad set of gears for this size of tire. But it made a little bit of difference on hills and stuff like that. But nothing that was real substantial. But we're going to try to do some performance modifications to Project Renegade here. And Jet Performance was actually nice enough to send us their Stage 2 performance module for the Jeep Liberty. I'm going to take this over here and we'll get it out of the box and I'll show you everything that it comes with. Here's everything that comes in the box. You get a mini disc that has the instructions, get a sticker and some other paperwork and stuff, your warranty registration, and of course the performance module. And like I said, this is the Stage 2 module, so it's not exactly plug and play. Well, it is plug and play, but it requires a few more things than the Stage 1. If you were to use the Stage 1, you basically just plug this in between your harness and your ECU, or ECM, or PCM, whichever you prefer to call it. With the Stage 2, you do the same thing, but it requires you to run 91 octane, and they suggest that you run a 180 degree thermostat, because this changes your timing and everything so much that your vehicle could run a little bit warmer than it normally does, but that's not a huge issue. The main issue is to make sure that you are running 91 octane or higher. Well, around here we don't have 91, we have 87, 89, and 93. So what I did is I drove Project Renegade around for quite a while, trying to get most of the gas out of it. I got it down to about 1/8 of a tank, maybe a little bit less, and I always run just regular 87 in it. So I got it down to about a little under 1/8 of a tank and then filled it up with 93. So right now we've got a full tank of 93. I did some other stuff that's not required. I went ahead and did an oil change. It wasn't quite time to do it, but it was coming up. So I figured, since I'm doing this, I would go ahead and change the oil. I also changed the spark plugs. They weren't bad, but the ones that were in there had been in there for quite a while, so a fresh set of plugs would have definitely helped. And I got a little bit better plug than it had in it before. As I said, they suggest that you use a 180 degree thermostat. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to run the 93 octane and the performance module and see what happens and see if it gets hot. If it does get hot, then I'll look into using the 180 degree thermostat. But if not, I'm just going to leave the original one in there, just because I don't feel like changing the thermostat right now. So I'm going to get the cameras moved around, get some lights set up, and I'll show you how to install this. All right, first thing you want to do is open your hood, of course, and then you want to disconnect your negative cable off of your battery. Now that you've disconnected your negative battery terminal, we're going to come over here to your ECM, PCM, ECU, whatever you want to call it. I know people call it all kinds of different things. Anyway, I looked in the instructions on the little mini disc and found out that the power control module needs to go on the orange plug, which if you look at all these, you're like, wait, those are all black. Well, I've already went through here and looked at all of them, and I found out it is this one right here. I'm going to use a little hook here so I can pull that safety tab back, push down on this little tab here. I'm trying not to block your view too much, but I don't think I can get away without it. And you can see that is the orange plug. They actually want you to remove the PCM or ECU, like I said, whatever you want to call it. On a lot of them, they want you to remove it because it makes it easier to snap this unit in. But I'm going to try to do it without actually removing it. Let's see if I can do this without blocking everything completely. But if you can't see what I'm doing, you basically undo your harness and this goes into your PCM, ECM, ECU, whatever, and then your harness plugs back into it. So it just goes in between. It sandwiches in between them. I can see why they would want you to remove it, because it is kind of hard to snap in there, but what I'm going to try to do is try to just snap it all together at once here. Okay, that was the harness snapping into the module. Now I just need to get the module to snap into the computer. There we go. Then push your safety tab back in, and that's all there is to installing this. The hardest part is forking over the extra money for the 91 or above octane. Well, that's it for another episode of Project Renegade. I really want to thank Jet Performance for sending me that Stage 2 performance module. As for performance, it does seem like it's gotten a little bit more power than it had before. So yeah, check them out, and make sure to go check out the Rocky X Facebook page and check me out on Patreon. That's facebook.com/RockyXTV and patreon.com/RockyXTV. And if you came across this and you're not one of my subscribers or you're new to my channel, make sure to go into my channel and check out a couple other videos. I've got all kinds of build videos on this Jeep, another Jeep. I've got reviews, all kinds of different stuff. So if you find a video that you like, make sure to hit the like button. If you find a couple videos that you like, make sure to subscribe to my channel.